Greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. Love you guys. It's a good morning, good vibes, bringing you good energy. We got a lot to talk about today. We're getting into a little bit of everything today, so you guys stay tuned. Get your coffee, get your lattes, get whatever you gotta get, and we're gonna get this thing going. Hold on.
Want to know a secret?
We don't need to put no extra commercials in here and mess up our live, do we? Okay. Okay. So if you're new to the channel, you know what to do to the channel. Like and share this live. Also, if you want to support the brand, it's called Inspired by Dreamzzz, and that's three Z's at the end. DREAMZZZ, and that's dot shop when you're going to check it out. It's not a dot com, it's dot shop. And support your boy. I left the link down below under this live. After it's over, you guys can check out all my different pieces and everything that you guys want to get your drip right. Add some pieces to your closet. Support the brand. Okay, let me see what we got here. Today it's been too much going on, man. I seen. I wanna start it off with talking about this whole Diddy situation. I seen some new information on it, and what I'm getting out of this is that they're at this point they're building up a case on him. They have a certain amount of information and they want to build up more to make it a lengthier case or more drawn out. I don't know. But what I do take from all this, from the last lives, I wasn't getting too much into it. But now we have a substantial amount of information, not saying who's right, not saying who's wrong, but just amount of why things are coming out at this time. This, these stories have been told before about so many other people. I just heard another Trey Songz. He is settled for 25 million on a. It was like a sexual lawsuit. It had something to do with the R in there too. Look, listen. I think even after this is over, we have to understand these people need healing too. So I don't know as far as like these sentences are coming with lengthy, like they're lengthy jail time. You don't want to get yourself into anything like that. That's why I keep telling you guys, keep your energy up and just focus on you, your family. If you're trying to get into a relationship, make sure the person that you're trying to, put your time into is worth it. That's all it's about. And don't be around people that don't really love you and don't mean the best for you. Today I woke up. This is the fastest I woke up and turned on the gram, but I had to turn on the gram. I just wanted to see something and see how I was gonna, what I was gonna bring to you guys, and it's the same thing. Got to get out of that. Somebody dying, or something that's just not good for to wake up and start your day with. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna jump on here. I'm gonna give these people some good vibes. Whether they see this stuff going on through the day, I'm just gonna jump in and give my take on it. So yeah, but this whole Diddy thing, it looks like, man, he got into problems outside of him not being in a relationship. Like when Diddy was in a relationship in his earlier years, whether what when I don't know what it's always one out of all these women that hurt him and made him go a certain way, or but somehow, some way, I'm seeing a lot of similarities in relationship problems with him and R. Kelly, and I'm gonna tell you why. R. Kelly, in his case, he had a problem in his sexual acts. Like he had a problem of getting up. He couldn't really perform the sexual act, so he would do things outside of just having sex with a person because he couldn't get himself up. And I'm hearing this with Diddy too. Like he couldn't get himself up, so he'll watch people, doing it in front of him. These are all things that getting up, having your blood circulating to, and having the proper sex that you would want to. All of that comes with health. None of that comes with money. You could be rich as hell but have bad sex because you don't take care of yourself. It happens all the time. It happens to the best of us. But to be and what I'm not sure. I never did cocaine, but I'm hearing that cocaine that's a part of it. That's a part of it. So when drugs come into play and you're dealing with these parties and these things that you're trying to your sexual side you're bringing out, but you're doing it the wrong way. These are the type of things that happens. These are things that you run into. These are the things that you run into. Not everybody wants a relationship, but you can have a sexual relationship with somebody and it be more safer. Like, you can have a sex party, but why do you have to do the underage thing? You could be gay, but why you gotta drug somebody? You know what I mean? Like, you don't gotta do all of that. Whether you're bisexual or, and we're living in a time where, especially in the hip hop community, where the gay community are still not being looked upon as regular people. They still being casted out. They still being, shunned in certain parts. So if another person doesn't want to admit that they're gay and Diddy slept with them, then he has something to hold over their head. So it's kind of like you're using your power in these ways where it's just like it's so it's wicked. It's wicked to use your power these ways, and you don't even need that. When we all, as a society, as a people, how much money do you think that we need to say, you know what, I can build a legacy for my family, I can be all right for the rest of my life, my kids could be all right for the rest of their life? It's not $1 billion, you guys. People do more with less because they don't buy into the stuff that you don't really need in your life. The more money you get and you indulge in the things that you really don't need, that's when you start to see your money decline. That's when you start to see your focus just get out of whack. You can't concentrate. You just can't. You can't. If you think about it, you don't have to be the richest person. We all know what it means to be up, and we all know what it means to be down. Somewhere in between those times, you're still the same person. You never change yourself when you're up, and you never change yourself when you're down. You just keep being you and doing what you got to do to keep going ahead with yourself. One of the things I can't understand, man. There's so much. And what did I tell you guys about the Drake and the Kendrick Lamar and the J Cole? This whole the reason why the energy is off is because, okay, for example, you see you see Drake, Kendrick, and J Cole. Y'all love to see them, and y'all know they won't fight. You know why y'all don't feel the energy? It's because all the drill music, that's actual killings we see on a daily. So when it comes down to two people and it's a battle now, it doesn't even feel authentic anymore because people are so used to people actually eliminated, destroying people out, killing people. That's what the mind is set to that. So when you have a battle of two people that you know won't harm themselves, of course you're not gonna feel that same energy the people tuning in. Because the people that make this negativity flow and go into the around the world are the people who love violence. Now the people who are entertained by violence is only a few of us. We're watching the boxing match. We're watching that fight, but we're not gonna go outside after the boxing match and fight. They are. That motivates them to fight. So that we have different eyes on different people that's tuning in, and when it doesn't feel authentic, whether they feel like something in the end, this is only rap, it's not gonna turn out somebody hurting each other. People are not gonna pay for that. People are not gonna tune in as much. As much as people say, "Oh, I want hip hop lyrics, this and that." It's not about lyrics in these times. In music, in fashion, in everything, it's gonna be it's about war in these times. So when people see like battles, people want to see people destroyed, like careers done, and that's unfair. Look at the energy out there. Really analyze the energy out there. If somebody does something wrong, oh, we're gonna take their career. We're gonna destroy their career. We're gonna take their brand down. We're gonna. People want to eliminate. We got to get that out of our minds. It's not our fault. It's the social media that put it. Every day we see things going down, and when we see it, we're like, if that happened to me, what would I do? And that builds into a point where you're actually going to end up doing something. So many people that don't even know how to fight are now trying to defend themselves the best way they can, and that makes an unsafe society. It makes an unsafe society because we're not all put here to be fighting, put here to be tough. That's not what it's all about. Some of us have more brains than strength. So where do you place us? Where do you place us? Do we have to watch our back too? Do the older people that work so hard all these years, working at a job all these years, to come to a point where they can't walk outside their house without getting robbed, punched, or something. What is going on? You don't see the violence? How do you expect to celebrate in a moment in violence? You can't celebrate in violence. The only way to celebrate in violence is with violence. You can't act like we're having a happy time. But this is not a good thing. I don't even speak on politics, but look at it. What is this whole election based on? Really think about it. War. Whenever you hear anything with you hearing war now, oh, this one, if this happened, if this war happened, this is what he would do. If this war happened, this is what he would do. Because that's what people's minds are trained on. The back and forth turns into something. Don't think it won't turn into something. Trust me. I mean, you damn near in these times, I've seen good people in these times looking into weapons to protect themselves, looking into buying more cameras for their homes and things that they never thought they would have to do. Because why? It's because people are looking at what's going on in entertainment and they're mimicking it. They're mimicking it. If you don't have a strong mental, you're gonna mimic it. It's common sense. People that duplicate, people that take from people, they mimicking what they seen. They don't know other ways. They don't have any other ways to get it. You understand? They don't have no other ways to get it. And the people that's becoming victims, the new victims of today, are a different type of victims that was from yesterday. The new victims of today are arming themselves because after they get victimized, they feel like they don't want that to happen again. And the next thing, that even if it might not be so serious, the first thing they're gonna grab is a gun. That's why New York is like that. We can't even carry pepper spray out here because they know how it would get in New York. It's different. Don't think because you're living in a place where they allow people to have guns that they care about you. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. The more people that have guns out there, that's gonna raise the death regardless of how people look at it. Yeah, people might not resort to violence as quick knowing that the other person might have a gun. But when it does happen, it's a definite guarantee that that gun is gonna be used. You're not gonna fight with a gun in your waist. That's just common sense, man. You know we from New York. We come on. I'm not in the streets, but I'm street smart. You know what I mean? I wasn't born yesterday. You know, you can't. It's a way we have to. We gotta. This the only resolution to anything is coming together, and anything is coming together. That's what I gotta say with that. I didn't want to get too, but I just be seeing a whole bunch of things on the news, and it's just like, are y'all not understanding what's going on? Fight behind the. If you're gonna fight, don't fight in the public, cause you're promoting it. You're promoting it. You're promoting it. If you talk about somebody, whether it's good or bad, you're promoting that person. If a person is a violent person and you just off the back you start talking about that person, there's people that's gonna agree with you, but that aura is still in the air. Could make a person, look them up and then look at them from a different side. You don't want to get your mind frame on that, man. That's just some things that I'd be playing with in my head, like why do people do the things that they do and don't understand what's gonna happen to them next. Karma is not something you can really like duck from. People are getting good karma every day, and I don't understand why people don't see that. People receive good karma every day, every single day. Every single day, you guys. You'd be so surprised. Let me see if I can read this. What's up, y'all? I don't know what's up with the messages. Shout outs to everybody that support the channel, that subscribe to the channel, and support the brand, Inspired by Dreamzzz. Love you guys, man. All my dreamers and dreamettes out there, man. We gonna think on a different mindset, on a different level. This week, our playlist. Y'all want to hear the playlist for this week? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you our the Dreamers playlist for this week. Okay, we got Nas. I'm listening to that Japanese soul bar. You guys got to go check that Nas out. The Japanese soul bar. That's one of my favorite songs right now. Nas, you the best. Nas, he'll get you through. What else? What else? What else? Now this whole I listened to the push-ups, the Drake track, and I'm be honest with you. Like I told you before, the whole battle, the whole hip hop needs a makeover right now. So I don't want to point the fingers, but it could be done better. And I don't think this is gonna be a battle that's gonna go down in history like one of the best battles of all times and things like that. I just feel like it's too cluttered at this time. We got a lot of fixing to do and a lot of building to do, and people are on this side fighting. It's like we're trying to build things into something better, and people are. It just doesn't fit right now. Make a body of work, put your body of work out. Let the people feel good about it. Let the people take it in, and being that whole number one and the king spot. Let me tell you the truth, especially for New Yorkers. I'm gonna give y'all a secret that would never ever change about us New Yorkers. If you came up from the beginning times of hip hop or even the middle '90s, you're never ever, especially if you're from New York, you're never ever gonna not mention Biggie, Jay Z, Nas, Tupac. You're never not gonna mention those. Okay? Those four right there are never not gonna get mentioned as that top spot. So why is everybody fighting for this spot that's not even there? Records will be broken as time goes. That's how it's supposed to be. You know, it's supposed to have like an elevation point where music that's sold at a certain pace at this time changed and is selling like this at this time. That's just a natural part of life. But what we're seeing is a decline in the lyrics. And the lyrics are the things that actually that holds dear to your heart. The beats are beats. And beats do make music last for years. But it's the lyrics that capture the particular person. So I could love a beat. I'm trying to think of a beat without being disrespectful that I really love more than the lyrics. Hmm. Okay, for example, and I love Busta Rhymes, but like the Busta Rhymes beat that it's a okay, you know the dum, 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 dum. That beat can be used by anybody every year from time to go because the beat is more powerful than the lyrics. The only lyrics that match that beat on its power is Busta's lyrics. Everybody else is just gonna fit in line and just be filler for that beat, but the beat is gonna carry itself. So those are situations where the beat is gonna live on for time. It's not really actually the song; it's just the beat. And sometimes you hear like every year we'll have like a beat that usually plays for every year and somebody else is on it, and that happens too. But you want to get your lyrics like you want to be if you want to reach these elite spots like the Nas, J's, Biggie's, Tupac's, Kendrick's, Drake's, J. Cole, whoever you may deem to reach those, other levels, it has to be more than just the beat. You have to capture people with your lyrics, your story, tell people, where you at in that particular point in time in your life. So when they look back, it's a timeline for them to say, at that particular point in time in 2024, this is what was going down and this is how Kendrick Lamar felt about it. Instead of saying 2024, you remember when Kendrick Lamar was battling Drake? Huh? What do you mean? These guys are rich, wealthy. They've reached levels that they deserved. Why? That's not proving anything to the public. You want to know why? Because after you guys battle, y'all not shooting each other. We see that every single day, so it kind of looks PG to even that a little kid's eye. Kids see more shooting on Call of Duty than that. So you have to make your music a timeline of what you're going through in your life and the experiences you're reaching at this point in time. And that's what makes the best music. At least all the albums to me that I deem that's classic always had that mixture of great music and just that artist telling something in there where I related to. Every album. that what you think is classic always was like that, you know. And that's the reason why you see a lot of artists, they look like, you know, everybody says Drake is waiting for his number one album or his that classic album. It's really because if you look at his life when he came in, he wasn't really like the champagne poppy Drake. He was more like the trying to find himself in the game, you know, finding himself in hip hop and even in the black culture actually, if you really take a look at it. And then when he found himself and he got his placement, that's when he started becoming himself. But in between that time, he never really gave us a story of that humble Drake, that innocent Drake that wasn't so cool. And I think that's what people are really looking for out of him. And that's going to be the classic album people want. Not the album where he's just being dope on every song and just, you know, being disrespectful and just killing them on the mic. Because we're used to that on a daily. Everybody does that. But what about the Drake that's not so rich, that wasn't so rich, that went through things that maybe he couldn't get the girl he actually wanted, or maybe, um, you know, had a different type of life as far as race, you know, like like his ethnic backgrounds, and you know, he's a mixed kid, so maybe those things that he's missing out, he's holding back in the safe. Maybe when he puts that out, that'll be the classic album, and guarantee the classic album with Drake would be with 40. I mean, that's his main producer. That's the guy that can read him for who he is. I think that should be the place, man, he stays in. And that's it. You get a classic album when you put that into it. But there's so much clutter going on in social media. You, there's a lot of people that can't sit down to find themselves, can't sit down to really find out the things that's more important to them. And I'm finding out when it comes to life, it's not about the things you want. It's just about the things that God has put you here, you know, to everybody, I believe everybody's put on this earth to do something good with themselves, and you have that choice of going good, going bad. It's that whole matrix, red blue pill, and a lot of people see going the faster route because I mean, you know, we haven't, you know, it might look success might look like success looks different to different people, you know. So what might look successful for one person might look like a downfall to another just because of the things that they had to go through to become that successful. And to that person might just look at those things as hurdles to get where they got to go because they wanted that placement so bad. So you know, that's kind of how it kind of goes. You know, it's kind of how it goes, man. Let me see if I can get another. The Rick Ross song. I just feel like Rick was just he wasn't in the. I know, you know, Rick Ross makes great music. I love Rick Ross music. I love all his the albums that he dropped. But one of the reasons why I like Rick Ross music, it wasn't really because like the beefing and stuff though. It was because the way he always puts together a good body of work, feel good music. I just feel like when it comes down to people are taking like this back and forth thing all wrong. If you're gonna battle, battle with your skill, not with the disrespect. Disrespect is yes, that's in a battle, but show more skill than disrespect. Like leave the skits out, the outside noise, and stick to the pen. And maybe we might see some kind of change. But I'm telling you guys, battling in these times is not gonna sound the way you want it to sound. It's not gonna end up the way you want it to end up. And it's all because the energy that's in the hip hop community right now. Let me see. I'm trying to look up something here for. I'm hearing they caught the guy that the guy that pushed the that punched the lady. Excuse me, not even pushed. He punched the lady down the step. I heard they caught that guy. People are just straight wicked, straight wicked, straight wicked, y'all. And you know where that stems from? Mental health in the household. You go to his house and his family probably got mental issues too, and that's usually what it's about. I seen the oh my god, Y'all gotta look up on the Daily News. A student charged after slapping female teacher in profanity-filled classroom tantrum in front of laughing classmates. Like that's supposed to be funny. After a while, we're not even gonna be able. The teachers are not gonna. Have respect for the teachers. What the hell? They beating up on teachers now? Like I mean, man, I'm pretty sure if you ask these kids who's your favorite teacher, they probably can't even tell you. Me coming up, I could tell you all of the teachers that I love more and I like. Come on now. They don't even have respect for the teachers. Oh, it's over. You don't have a respect for the people that's trying to teach you something. And it's not even the damn kids' fault. Even though they bad as ever, it's because they don't even know no better. They don't even know no better. You gotta teach your kids from the home before you even. There's a couple lessons to be learned before you put your kids out into the public. There's a couple lessons you have to teach them and how to conduct themselves around other people. Having respect for adults, no matter what. That's a thing too. A kid can't really talk up to an adult, regardless of what's the situation. That's how I was raised. I had a bad mouth when I got a little bit older. From family issues. You get a bad mouth, you start to become like I'm the oldest in my family, and me and my little bro. So after a while, I had a bad mouth. When my mom and my dad separated. But as you get older, you try to get yourself out of that. You try to become a better person, man. You can't stay with that for the rest of your life. Nobody's the same for the rest of their life. Like, what type of nonsense is that? What type of nonsense are you on? And why is every and you know what? I seen the Justin Bieber and I seen the Justin Bieber and Jaden kiss him or whatever, and I'm like, you guys and people acting like surprised. Like, what are you so surprised about? You don't see the youth lost. You don't see the youth not. They don't know what direction to go because the people that they thought loved them is hurting them, and then they go in this direction and they get hurt, and now they're in the middle, and it falls into this trap. So don't start pointing fingers at people. Oh, look at him doing this and doing that. If you ain't trying to help that person, if you ain't trying to help that person or see what that who that person is, don't start pointing the fingers, man. That's starting to get crazy too. No homo, no homo. It's like, look, listen, we gotta grow up. And there's no disrespect to anybody, but even that in itself is offensive. People don't even see it like that. I mean, come on. People don't even see it like that. Stop being disrespectful to other people's communities. If you can't be around other people in certain situations, why are you coming around? It's not like they're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be there because you can't handle yourself around other people. We think another guy, and it's always the guys that screaming, "Oh, these this and that." Yeah, you're the first ones that you're probably gay too, and you're just lashing out. God bless you, man. But there's some people on the internet a little smarter than you are. You hear all the I can't believe, especially when it came to R&B, I was very, especially with the Trey Songz. Trey Songz, my guy, that's my guy right there, man. Trey just gotta make it. Hell no, that's my guy. I didn't even want to be honest with you. I know y'all felt like me. I didn't even want to hear Believer. I didn't want to act like I heard that. But I knew through the past years, I've been hearing different things here and there, and I did hear one time that a female had settled a lawsuit and he had won in court. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I kind of took it for what it was. But then you hear a person settle out 25 million. Oh my God. I actually know somebody that knows Trey Songz too. Personally. He used to record out here and good guy. But I do. Everybody has healing to do. That's the thing. Nobody has a place to heal. I be telling y'all always like mention. I mentioned this to my brother one time. Like, why is it not a place? It's the only place for like rape and sexual crimes is prison. Why is it like that? Why don't we have separate prisons doing separate things for certain crimes? Why is it not like that? Why is it not really like healing place, a place for rehabilitation. Why is it like that? Why do you bunch a whole bunch of criminals? He killed off a whole family, and this guy just didn't pay his child support. Why are we together? One of us has to learn how to control our finances and our sexual habits, and the other guy gotta know how he needs mental help for killing people. Why are we in the same institution? Rape is a sexual crime. It should be a place where people go to get their minds right and try to find some kind of solutions for people that go out there and rape. Why isn't there a place where instead prostitution should be legalized in a place where you go and have sex for these people that want to go around and have sex with people? It should be done in a controlled place. Why we can't take down some of these crimes? There's solutions to these things that can make it so much easier on the people. The only one that I feel like we got wrong, to be honest with you, is the marijuana. There's too many marijuana spots in all these areas. There's too many. People are every day are floating around high. And I'm not even knocking people that smoke, because I smoke too. I ain't gonna knock it. But at the end of the day, people are floating around high. More accidents, people are just going in the days. There's zombies out there. Y'all gonna see it? Don't look at LA, because LA, yeah, they had marijuana legalized for a long time, but nobody told you about the accidents out in LA, the traffic, anything of how things were going. All they told you was legalized this whole time, but being legalized is things that comes behind it. You don't just think it's gonna be legalized marijuana and nothing's gonna change. No, things are gonna change. Yeah, the money, you make money, but on the other hand, there's a lot of other things, people passing out on the road, people, you know, falling out, things in the marijuana, people are dying from fentanyl. There's a lot of things that come with it, and that's the reason why there's always regulations to things, man. Everything comes with the everything comes with a responsibility, and people like to skip past the responsibility and get straight to the celebration, straight to the fun. That's not how it works. Yeah, you gotta love yourself, man. You gotta love yourself, man. You gotta love yourself. Today I'm doing all designs. I want to get an animation out there for you guys. It takes a little time with the animations, but I want to put some positive energy out there. So I'm gonna do something really nice, something special. Might be a little short one, a little 3 minute, 4 minute, something, something. But I'm gonna try to get that out there for you guys. And yeah, you know, concentrate when it comes to, if you guys are building a business and you guys are looking to do something online or sell something online. The main things to concentrate on is what product you're going to be selling, the story behind the product, what brought you to this point. Tell your story, and then the product will come, and the product will sell as while you're telling your story. Be authentic with your story. Tell the truth. If you don't want people to know something about you, guess what? Don't say it. But make sure if you're gonna say something, try to make it truthful. Try to make it authentic. Try not to offend people unless you're telling the truth. If you're telling the truth, hey, people just gotta learn from that. It's online. Things change, you know. If you have an opinion on something and you feel it's coming from your heart and it can help somebody, or not even that person, maybe a person that's watching or have a better understanding, then you go for it. God knows your heart. These people don't. Walk your path. Walk your path. That's it. That's the way I look at it. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. God looks out for his angels every time. I'm a living testament. I'm a living testament of that. God definitely looks out for his angels. All the people that abide by God, all the people are seeing things for what it is in these points. In this particular time. Yeah, people could do the laughing jokes and that, but when the cameras are off, they sad, worried, because they don't have no direction in their life. The more things you do, the more things you do, the better people. The more things you do, the better yourself, your family, the people around you, the better life you will live. You have things that you planted, all those little seeds you planted in everybody's minds and hearts that build that aura around you that makes it, it just, it's a beautiful thing at the end of the day. Never know how your journey's gonna end, but you know you're on that journey, and that's the good thing about it. That is the great thing about it, y'all. Can't knock it. The weather's nice out here in the NYC. I don't Let me see. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. What am I missing? It's buzzing. What y'all know about Sir? A dope Sir album be right now. Let me see something. What's up with G Dep, y'all? I think it was a little too early for G Dep to after all that time in jail to come back and just jump on the cameras that early because man, social media is wicked. I think he should have took a little time off to just get himself back and but you never know because in prison I'm hearing that they have social media too, so you know, but he seems like he could go down the right route, but he just haven't found what he wants to do at this certain point in time because you gotta understand hip hop has changed. Um, if I was him, I would maybe try to start up a foundation for victims of the R and victims who've just been victimized. Maybe even in Central Park because they maybe do a series if you want to with somebody on the situation. I know that could be harsh towards the family. Nah, not even a series, but maybe something that could impact other victims, and he'll find his placement. But trying to find it in hip hop again, like wanting to record and do things with Diddy, gee, that man, them days are over, man. There ain't gonna be no more of that. I know as much as you want it to be, the whole bad boy thing, but from my take and the way it looks like, man, I don't know if it could be another Bad Boy Records. Everybody says his sons take over, but I seen in the beginning they tried with the music and it was just Diddy was just still he was still wiggling, so it didn't really work out. But to have Diddy's sons take over Bad Boy, hold on, to have Diddy's sons take over Bad Boy and just like start up a new Bad Boy for the youngin coming up. I don't know if it'll work because in these times we don't even see labels like that. And I don't know. I think it came to a point where that whole Bad Boy era thing is over. So you wanting to make music? I don't know if that's gonna work for G Dap. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I always liked G Dap's flow. He had a dope flow and he always had that about him. Like he was definitely an original dude. Like he was definitely like a one of one. But it's what you say, and who you're saying it to. Are they receiving it like the way you were putting it out? And I don't know if that crowd is still there. I think that crowd right now that he's will be speaking to, they're in a point where they're trying to like, get themselves back to some certain point. They don't even have the money that people think they do. So I don't know if they'll be as tuned in, that middle aged crowd that are tuned into the music. Because it's also, when you're teaching people lessons and things like that, it's really for the youth and people who see things the same way as you, and you kind of find that medium. But it's kind of the things that he's teaching for a grown folk we already know. the things that he could talk about. I don't know what he could talk about. Maybe his life leading up to that point and how he. But I don't think that'll have longevity. That you can do it at a rate where you can keep doing it. It's maybe like a one-time thing, one-time album drop. That'd be might be okay. If you don't look towards the numbers and what people consider you should go and the numbers you have, then you could always put your art, put your music out there because the people that connect with it are just going to be the people that connect with it. But if you want to make some change, some difference, and want to set like a statement out there, you're gonna have to get up with people. Like I would say, maybe participate on some things that my son is doing. Get into like more activism, and maybe get yourself more active and touching the people on a face to face instead of just jumping online. Because social media could be cruel. They could paint you out to be a certain picture. They can even bring back the whole situation on you, and you might not know how to take it, and it just takes your mind out of what you were here to do. So I don't know. That's a very sticky one with the whole G Dep. I'm not sure. I don't think there's gonna be another era of Bad Boy coming back and all of that stuff. I think hip hop has went a different route, and it's gonna be some way. It's gonna be hip hop is always gonna be here, but it's the genre is just gonna switch, and the way music is so presented, all of those things are changing as we can see. Even in the battles, we don't know if it's AI anymore, and that just takes the steam off of it itself too. So I don't know. I don't know with that one. Oh, I was watching this Oskino video. It was deep. It was deep. I like Oskino. Truthful dude. These are the people that they went through pain and they have a lot to tell people, and that's why it's so interesting when he talks because he's telling his truth, and at the same time, it's value. It's trust. You could trust in what he's saying. You could trust in what he's saying. People could tell the truth from fake. That's why I like Oskino. He keep it all the way a hundo, and he knows who he is as a person. We can identify with that. Once you know who you are as a person, people can't do nothing to you. They can't talk about you a certain way, make you feel a certain way, because you control your thoughts. I like that. So shouts out to Oskino, man, for real. I'm gonna watch that Oskino joint after I get off of this. And he's very, very talented with his painting too. I watched the last one when he was talking about making people change, man. Especially when you're dealing with money. What can I tell you? Some people, especially people, if you never had it before, and then you turn into something, and then uh, you're like, actually, it's like build a person after you get your money. You start building into this character, and that character turns out to be such a like a mean, separated type of I don't know. I don't know, y'all. Like even content creators be at war now. It's like, what are y'all doing? Not saying that it can't happen, but to me, I'm like, if you're gonna get in a war with somebody, at least make it real. Don't just sit there yibbity yap and get to it. Like if you willing to crash out, crash out. Don't just don't half ass it. That's what I'm trying to say. Like if that's what you say you're gonna do, don't half ass it. Stand behind what you're saying. Stand on what you say. That's all it is. A lot of people don't be standing what they say online. They be over here joking and thinking they could throw like these little subliminal shots, but when somebody catch up with you, it'd be a different thing. It'd be a different thing. Now you on the floor and they standing over you, and they choosing your life. They're asking you A or B, and you gotta pick it. Like come on, man. It's not even worth it in these times. It only leads to destruction. It only leads to destruction. You know what would be really dope if we had like a Def Jam comedy, something like that, where like we have like a comedian presented it. We have half of the show, some comedians coming there telling jokes, some fool going around, and then the other half we have some dope people just coming up to the mic and just spitting their lyrics. And maybe at the end of the show, everybody that that gets looked upon on a high, like, whoever not really wins, because not a it doesn't have to be a competition, but pick certain people out of every show, maybe put an album together for that show, building the show up, have something like where people can go out to and enjoy themselves in a different set, and then just go into the club, because we already see what the club breeds. The club breeds fights, the club breeds drugs, people getting drugged, and a whole lot of nonsense happening. So let's try to get, like, I see we love comedy, so why not put comedy, mix the comedy with the rap, have people hitting the stage doing some Def Comedy Jam, like a some dope comedian, hosting it, have different hosts. Why can't we get back to that? Have people uplifting their spirit. That's what we used to have, like Def Jam comedy used to people laughing, and it was dope. It was dope. Even one time Diddy tried to do some comedy. He should have stood to that, He should have stuck to that. That was a great idea. You just got to stand behind it. Even when it's down, you still bring it up. We should have implemented that in Revolt and had that thing going, and just keep your mind off of the things that stray you away. It's obvious that the girls stray you away, bro. You're a grown man. You shouldn't be, chasing after your son's girlfriend's friends. You're a grown man. Try to get your mind off of that and heal yourself. Don't let these people, you have a sex problem. You know you have a sex problem, Diddy. You know you have it. You've been had the sex problem. You always had the sex problem. Why can't you get your mind off that? Heal yourself. Don't let the money indulge you into buying up a whole bunch of these yachts that people, the average person, we don't even care about yachts. To be honest with you, a lot of people don't really. Yachts are just like, oh, that's dope. But I'm 100% guaranteed the average person don't really care too much about yachts. Probably care about cars more than a yacht. Like, try to get yourself and start thinking like a grown man, and not no disrespectful way, but it is what it is. Start thinking like a man and stop chasing around girls all the time, all around like you in high school, like you missed out on something. Because that right there, that could only get you in trouble, man. Have some fun with some grown women. There's a lot of grown women out there you can have fun with. You don't even have to. Women like to build you. Like women, there's a lot of women you can get your mind right with instead of just going in there to have sex all the time. Or even if you can't have sex the way you want, there's women that will work with you. So you gotta find the right people to put around you, man. That's what I would say to you, man. You gotta find the right people. Don't worry about what money you're gonna lose, because you as a person is gonna count more in these times. You're in your like late stages of your life. It's not like you're a young boy anymore that you need all this. You know how much money it takes for you to, from now on to the rest of your life. You know it ain't $1 billion. So fix your mind, fix your life. Go out there and fix your life, man. Stop chasing these young girls. Yeah, it might look good to you. But at the end of the day, there's grown women that look good too. Come on now. So many beautiful women out there. You gotta mess with these young kids for. That type of stuff gets you in trouble, man. I don't understand these people. And then you gotta drug and rape people. You don't gotta do all of that, man. You don't drug people, man. What kind of sex is that anyway? A person just laying there like, and you just come on. What do you? That don't even come on. That ain't even making no sense, man. You gotta do better than that. You can't expect people to, stand behind you on a situation like that, because you also, even though they're not in our face right now, I know there's victims out there and they're hurting too, and they're online and they're just looking at people and they're hurting inside because the whole time they was hurt. While we was over here celebrating, Diddy doing the Diddy dance with his, they were hurt. So it's never no way I will side with you guys on if you we'll never be the same if if you indulge in that evil nonsense and try to find a way to make that, or put those people are just doing it for the money. We'll never be the same. Don't even come this way. This is not even about you. This is about people that's gonna stick to the real truth, not any particular truth, but the real truth. It ain't about black. It ain't about white. I know. I hear it every single day. Black this, black. I know. I'm a black man, and I know what we going through in the black community. But I know the things that got to be fixed before we get to certain things, and we not fixing them. We're not fixing them. We still here fighting each other, and expect people to jump out of the fight and go fix something. No, it's not gonna work. So you can't pull that here. It's never ever gonna work over here with that nonsense. Fix yourself first. As each individual fix each other's minds, each other. You get this clear, you won't go out there with that state of mind. And that's just that. You won't be looking at the young chicks over there like, man, I remember when I was in high school. What do you feel like you're missing out on? You got all this money, what do you feel like you're missing out on? Why you guys treat your spouse like that? Of course there's new women every day online, but why you treat your spouse like that? Let's talk about you. Forget about pointing the finger at other people. You're supposed to have some responsibility. You have a relationship in the public. A relationship in the public. And you feel like you have no responsibility to go out there and say, this is how it's supposed to be. You just sit there and just do these things, and these things are coming. Gossip is flying across your face, and you ignoring them. Grow up, or you're gonna be hearing that. That's what you're gonna be hearing the whole summer. The whole summer. NYC, the whole summer. That's that. And don't just think it's just NYC. It's a lot of places. People have. I'm just glad that I have something else to do besides doing that nonsense. Thank God. And I'm gonna keep you guys focused so y'all don't get whoever's watching. I'm gonna keep you guys focused so y'all don't have to end up out there or end up in the ambulance because you didn't use this. Not everything's about celebrating. This is the grind summer. This is not the summer where you go jump on the boat and you're jumping off like everything's all right. They say Red Lobster is doing bad. Well, if you read in the news, they have a problem with shipping with seafood. Seafood has different things in it. It's not the seafood we used to get back in the day. And if their food chain is not up here, you think Red Lobster is going to get the top of the best seafood? No, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. Independent companies that are closer to that, where they get the seafood, are going to have the best seafood. And the more it has to go out to reach these places, that's when the seafood starts getting different. It's in the shipping. The business going bankrupt, yeah, these things, type of things happen from bad business, from people getting altered to some other business. Maybe the seafood wasn't they couldn't do through shipping, through things that happen in the world they couldn't get the shipping is not coming right. But all I heard, I remember reading, you can look it up right now, they're having a problem with seafood. So you lay light on the seafood, you guys. Don't throw the lobster tails back too heavy. That's all it is. You got to know how to weave through these things. You got to be healthy to make it through. You can't be in the, like when you see a lot of these guys, like, they're not even healthy enough to fight. But they're up here yibbity yapping. And you see them there, it's like, when you get there, you can't throw a punch. You got to shoot somebody. It's sad, man. Get your health right, get your mind right, and everything else will fall in place. If you guys want to support the brand, it's Inspired by Dreamzzz.shop. I got the dope drip, and plus I'm putting out good work that stand for something, man. This the revive, the passion. You got passion in here. You trying to revive your life. You see things for different from what it is now. This to get aware. Trust me. I got hoodies. I want to do a different design on the beanie. I want the dream to come across here. I'm gonna try to get that going today. I just gave y'all the inside, but you guys look out. Your boy Mickey made it, and I'm out.